Now she's laid out a problem. Let's speak to the Director General of the Ghana AIDS Commission, Dr. Tremi Etuahine, to help us really see the way forward in respect of the shortage of the antiretroviral drugs. Hello, good evening, Doc. Welcome to Eyewitness News. How serious is the problem? Is it a case that indeed several containers of these antiretroviral drugs are lying at the port because of government's failure to issue the necessary waivers for us to have access to these drugs? Is that really the case?
Yes, I know we have some HIV commodities at the port. Where, so far as the tax waiver is concerned, I need to indicate that the Parliament of Ghana has granted the Ministry of Health waivers for about 6 taxes. And so these waivers are in place. What is left is AU and ECOWAS levies plus COVID-19 recovery levy. Now, the ministry is working to, make a request to Parliament to waive the COVID recovery levy. What will be left is the ECOWAS and AU levy. And that is so because the Parliament of Ghana or Government of Ghana does not have the mandate to waive these levies because they are imposed by a continental body. So the ministry will initiate engagement with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration to get the ECOWAS and AU to remove these levies. And when that is done, we will have no taxes applying to HIV or Global Fund donated commodities and equipment.
I see. So when was this? The waivers for the about 6 taxes you mentioned. Why do you know why in granting those waivers they couldn't add a COVID-19 levy as well? Because we are now having to go back to Parliament for the process to start again just to secure waiver for COVID-19 levy.
Yeah, I think that might have been an oversight because COVID-19 recovery levy is one of government-imposed levies and it should have been handled together with the other 6 levies that have been waived.
I see. So how bad is the situation? Is it a case as we speak, we do not have the specific antiretroviral drug, and so the persons living with AIDS are having to be there just like that without any medication? Is that the case?
Yeah, the situation is bad, and I feel really unhappy about it because it's not because we don't have the drugs in the system. The health facilities had adequate drugs, although the lockup of these some of the drugs at the port for about 3 or 4 months is also unacceptable. But for me, the drugs that are available in health facilities have expired. And I don't understand why we do not have the money to buy these drugs. Our donor partners give us these drugs and we allow them to go waste.
Your commission is directly under the office of the president, if that's correct. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
So why haven't you spoken to the president? Because I don't know. It's because it's incredulous that we are unable to buy. People give the things to us. Just doing this to get it out of the port has become an issue. And now these people we are encouraging to take the drugs, they don't have the drugs. How do they take them? And the infection rate may even go up. Their ailments may exacerbate. So what have we been doing?
No, I think, we need to understand that the president cannot do everything by himself. That is why we have institutions and individuals appointed by the president or by the state to take responsibility of various kinds.
But Doc, I'm not. Yes, yes. Okay.
Can I finish? To ensure that there is good order and the country runs well, and we are able to meet the needs of the citizens of the country. So we should not shift the blame on the president. We should rather talk about the duty bearers who are responsible for importation of these drugs, the clearance, and why they have not lived up to their responsibilities.
Well, yes, I get the point. I get the point, but if I could make an intervention, the buck stops. The buck stops with the president. If the Minister of Health or Minister of Finance is the one supposed to do something, and there's dereliction of duty, somebody must crack the whip, and you may not be able to crack the whip. The president, who appointed them and who has the mandate of the people and exercises executive authority, should be able to crack the whip. And once he does that many times, his people will sit up. If he doesn't do that, this is what we'll be seeing. We are unable to buy it. People give it to us free of charge. We are unable to get tax waivers to get the drugs from the port. What happens if those drugs even expire? So the president has a role to play, especially as your commission falls squarely under his presidency. So it's one of the offices under the office of the president. So he has a role to play.
I do not buy the idea that the president should be held responsible for every wrong thing that happens in this country. If that is what we do, since we
we're speaking in specific reference to this, Doc. I can understand. I can understand, but in specific reference to this, and if it is a matter of decision making, and the people placed there to make the decision are not doing it, who do we call upon? We have to call upon one man who. So
that is what I'm trying to explain now. I have clarified that tax waivers have been granted. I have also clarified that we still have some commodities at the port. They are not being released. It's not exactly because of tax waivers. It's because of other clearing charges at the port. And when these clearing charges have not been paid, then it is likely to go into demurrage, and demurrage charges will apply, and this would obviously increase the bill at the port, and that is a challenge we are having. And for me, the issue is about funding for the HIV program in the country. We do not have enough resources to run the HIV program, provide all the services that are supposed to be provided for the people who need them. We currently have only about 33% of the funds required for the AIDS program in the country. We have about $89 million funding gap annually. And we are supposed to provide this to meet this funding gap domestically. The funds we have currently are from donors, and donors expect that domestically we should be able to address this funding gap. And as I always say, government cannot do it alone. That is why the Ghana AIDS Commission is embarking on active, resource mobilization. And we have come up with a short code, USSD short code, star 9898 hash for individuals and corporate bodies to donate to the AIDS fund, so that we can have money to address the funding gap, so that we do not continue to see this kind of situation happening. Because the people living with HIV depend on antiretroviral medicines for their survival. And therefore, there should be no break in drug supply at all. It's unacceptable to have this kind of situation. But It is so because we don't have enough money.
Very
and
well.
therefore, we all have to work together to address this funding gap.
Very well. Thank you so much, Dr. Tremi Etwahene. Thanks so much for your time and for taking time to speak to us on this very important matter.